Mojang doesn't like to let you build up there. Wow! Really? You know what? No. Hey, you guys! Well, hey there. Welcome to part 2 of our world tour. This is Belmathuin here. And today, we're going to go over some of the stuff outside of this main area here. But first, we're going to go down our sneaky little hallway over here and check out kind of where a lot of our initial resources came from and our first little farm. Oh, that's the way back up. I should know I built it. So we built that little water drop, and we got a water elevator to get back up. And we found ourselves right over top of a ravine with our initial starter hut. And I'd really thought about doing something with this ravine, like some sort of ravine base, but we decided not to. I think I'd rather do one at the surface, and I really wanted to go with the log cabin idea that I had. But as you can see down here, we've dug a lot out. We've explored so many caves over there, and over there, and over there, just everywhere, and we've lit everything up. We took a lot of time, hours, lighting up the entire area, which is why we get so many drowns, because at nighttime, the only real spot left for anything to spawn is in the water. But we've got a ton of branch mines through here. Like, those were all branch mines, and then I needed stone, so I cut down all the walls between, like these walls. And I got branch mines going that way, and every cave, ravine, and everything else that I found, I lit up. I lit everything up. We've got so many branch mines. Yeah, it goes over into here. But that's not the main thing I wanted to bring you down here to see. We've also got kind of a little whoa, hello. We've got like a manual slime farm down here. I definitely need to do something with that. Honestly, I could pretty easily set an iron golem that's up just out of reach with hoppers all around him. And these guys would go attack the iron golems. And if I had a cactus underneath the iron golem, then they'd die and put all their goodies into the hoppers. So this is actually part of the water dispenser system that goes up to the pipeline that goes into the side of the lighthouse. And here is where all the mobs drop from the lighthouse. I kind of have this right here so that if there's some stuff that survived the fall, I can shoot it. And we've just got a little dispenser system. It kicks it into the water stream and then goes all the way up. And these branch mines go quite a bit farther, as you can see. I've put some time into this world. I'm really proud of it. And, you know, you only get that kind of pride when you know you've put the work in. I also dug out over here, mostly because we've got our beacons right there. And we have this diagonal path going because while I was branch mining over on this side of the ravine, I ran across something that was a super lucky find. I got, well, you probably remember, if you've watched the series, you probably remember this room. It was, I think it might have been our first farm design because we needed a way to get experience, we needed a way to get some bones, and we needed some string. But through here, I don't know if you can see it with the shader pack on. Yeah, without the shader pack, you can see it. So let's take that off for just a second. Shader off. By the way, I'm using Silder's Vibrant shaders. medium version. There we go. So from here, originally you could see that light up. Why can I not see that light up? Maybe I turned off might be because I turned off particle effects. Yeah, that's probably it. I had to turn particle effects down because of the Guardian farm that we're going to see later in this episode. A lot of soul sand, a lot of bubbles. You got to turn your particle effects down a little bit. But basically, I found that over here, that spider spawner and that skelly spawner, if I stood right in here, I got both of them active at the same time, which was just a super lucky find. I can stand here, let them guys build up and die to mob cramming, or I can swing my sword, and over here they just keep coming. They actually come fairly quickly. Like, I've put my feet up on the desk and turned towards the TV a bunch of times and just kind of let them guys pile up and them guys pile up so that I could repair my gear. Ooh, we got a slime head. Nice. I don't think I have very many of those. But there's a hopper under there. There's some hoppers right there. And they all feed down into a line right here. Let's get a good group going. And while they're building up a little bit, we definitely got some bone meal and some arrows. We needed the bows from this too. Back then, you know, an enchanted bow on a skeleton, that was kind of a big deal. This was also where we built our first storage system together. Got that sneaky little door right there. And I believe this is where I showed off how to build the old traditional Impulse SV sorting system. And instead of just showing you how to build it, I tried to explain why it works the way it works. And hopefully from that, we both learned a little bit about how redstone works. The more we understand about that, the better off we are. Now, everything kind of comes through up here. And that water stream goes into these hoppers. And anything extra, I do have a couple of overflow chests, but anything beyond those will go into the dispenser, which causes that clock to fire, and they just spit out into there. And eventually despawn. Let's head back on out. Have I built up some stuff? A little bit. So I just do that. And then go over here and do that. And we've got the accordion of spiders. If it builds up for a good couple of minutes there, and I hit it, then like 30 of them will back out like an accordion, just stretch right around that corner. And it's kind of fun to watch. We may end up doing that. We also did a little bit of a cocoa farm here. There we go. Let's replace those. And if I remember right, the axe is much better for this. I don't even think I need any cocoa, but you know, I don't come down here very often anymore. This is the first place. This is one of the first places that we've really experimented with mixing up the block variations to an extreme degree. With our dilapidated little ceiling up there that's kind of crumbling down, and some stalactites, and the floor that's kind of deteriorated. And let's see. When I hit these, if we watch over there, you can actually see the items going up the water stream. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put the shaders back on. It just takes a second. If you use shaders, after you click on it, don't keep spamming it. Just give it a second to think about it and change the textures over, and it'll be good to go. Yeah, there we go. Now let's see if we can see. Yeah, you can see the items popping up through there. I thought that was a cool little touch. But yeah, this really is our bare roots. This is where we came from. And we'll just let them despawn when we leave the area. Now this one, this is our guardian farm. We spent a good little while over here. Let's see, what episode was that? It was basically episode 25 through 30. So we spent a good 5 episodes in there. Or that would be 6 episodes, wouldn't it? Yeah, math is hard. Real interested to see what this is going to look like with the shaders on. Oh wow, look at that outside glow coming in. And seeing through the glass. Wow, yeah, that is amazing. I like that. I think I'm going to keep the shader on. After I see this video, I'll know for sure whether or not it's getting choppy for you guys. But this is our guardian farm. Let's see. Since the last time you guys saw it, that was all coming straight down here. I moved it out a little bit because I wanted it to be over 32 blocks away from the tank so that things could spawn faster. And it works real simple. Get out of my... There you go. You flip that lever, which lowers those stairs and pushes these half slabs in. You can put up the... Words are hard. Okay. You can put up the trapdoors to counteract their knockback, and you can do that. Now that was a pretty decent chunk of experience, even for being level 51. I've been repairing my tools and everything over here for a long time now. Yeah, look at how quickly that filled up. And that's why I had the trapdoors up. Alright, let's turn that off. And then you just flip that back and kill off whatever's left. And now they automatically die. I used stairs there so that the experience could come to me if whatever ones I had to kill there. Let's empty out our inventory. Yeah, right here's good. Where did I put the stairs? Yeah. Note to all of you that are new. Don't ever do this in an area that's a snow biome. Because I was actually, while I was trying to drain all of this water, I kept getting little ice blocks forming, and it was a pain in the butt. It was a super big pain in the butt. Now, let's get a little flight action going. Wow. Yeah, you can see. Just look at that. Ah, no. Well, you could if I could manage to fly correctly. It shouldn't be that hard. There we go. As you can see, the farm works fine. It's pretty efficient. You can't see it with the shader pack on, but beyond each of those fence gates is a little water stream. And let's see. This is where we actually set up our temporary home while we were... I took the bed. While we were killing off the guardians and taking over the monument. And it's not a huge build. I didn't want it to be because this is a single player world, but as you can see, they come up in the tank, get pushed over into here, and welcome to the lag spike. Okay, let's try that again. So they get... Ah! They get pushed to the top of the tank by the soul sand, on top of those fence gates, there's a bunch of water pushing them forward, as you can see. Then they get pushed to the middle, get shot up, and then we have just a conveyor belt of doom coming right above us. And then they die. Something that you might want to add if you use this design, which by the way there is a tutorial out there for. I made the tutorial, this is my own design. Something you might want to add is those right there. Okay, I was going to say, did that not work? But it did. So that and that lever, they just extend glass blocks to plug up the thing. That way if you have to do maintenance down here, or if you want to redesign it or try something new, you can without getting shot at. And then when you pull the trigger, you got a steady stream just plopping down through. Just look at that. I kind of miss this farm. I gotta do something else with it. I gotta come up with some kind of design, maybe some decoration, make some rooms, do something with it. Because this is an amazing view. So anyway, I guess, how did you survive? Bye-bye. So I guess on with the tour. We're going to go into this weird, non-animated portal below one of our 4 beacons over here. You know what? Next in line is the Wither Skeleton Farm. So down here, why did I close that? Ah, no, now I'm just wasting rockets. Oh yeah. So down here, you close. If I go over here, I can just drop right into some vines, nice and safe like. How bad are these spreading? Well, they're starting to. This is a pretty large redstone contraption. It's kind of my take on Tango Tech's Season 6 Wither Skeleton Farm. And it's real simple to use. Long ice path and nether brick floor. I used stone brick on the other side because that's what I had at the time. And because, well, the dark wither skeletons stand out pretty well against it. But basically, all you do is push the button. The wither skellies can see you, but nothing else can. Is that all of you? You just keep walking down, you keep pushing the button, and if you get the timing down, it's really not that bad. You're standing on these flower pots, which allow them to see you, but not the other mobs to see you, which means you're not going to have all the fireballs from the blazes starting everything on fire, preventing spawns. And ooh, what do you know? We got lucky. But that's all we do. I guess we'll take these guys down to the other end. Hey guys, as you can see, this is a pretty effective farm. It's pretty simple. The redstone up top, it just has pulse extenders so that these gates will stay open a little bit longer than normal with the button press. So you're still with me. I don't seem to have left any of you behind. And one more press. Come over here. Come on over. And wow, there must be like 12 of them. For those of you new to the series, you might be able to hear my cats going crazy in the background. You know, because why not while Daddy's recording. Alright, now, we got a head out of 3. Can we get a head out of, like, 20? Definitely want to make sure you have your looting sword out. No, we can't. Okay. So at the end here, just to clear all the mobs in there that we don't want, I got a nice long tunnel. I just run down here, wait for a couple seconds, and wow, that looks weird. So weird. And then we just run back. And we should have all fresh spawns. Yep, I can see a couple more over there. I might change out the... Now that Optifine is a thing, because this was all done before I had Optifine. But now that Optifine is a thing, I may put glass panes there so that I can have the non-connected texture and be able to see pretty easily through. Do I got both of you? I do. Because now that I am here, and I do see a couple, I'm not letting them get away from me. Hey, you guys! Alright, so let's get a little you guys up in here. Hey, you. Hey, you. There you go. Come on. Can we get a beacon out of this trip? Maybe. Nope. Come on. And as you can see, they can't hit me. They should be able to. Logic would say that they should, but they can't. Alright, all clear. Any heads? Oh, come on now. Holding out on me. Oh well, anyway. Now, I can't remember what episode we made it to the end in, but it wasn't too late in the series. And this, I believe we had to go north and west from our main base. Quite a distance. We did it on foot. It took us almost an entire episode, and we found this big stronghold, one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. And we blocked off this room, set up another portal, and we were good to go. And then we came in, and we got our butts almost, whoa, hello, almost handed to us, kind of like that. You, stop it. Alright. So in the end, of course, we took on the dragon, and obviously we succeeded. And then I made this little, this is a poor man's Enderman farm. I can sit here. I can just look at their beady little eyes. And come here. Yes, you. Come here. Get over here. Holy loud. I get a pretty good chunk of Enderman coming after me right here. And as long as I don't get too close to them, I have all the experience and Ender Pearls I want. Just make sure you have Sweeping Edge, because otherwise this could be painful. Alright, so we took out the dragon, and right over there we built a little platform out to the outer end world. And we raided, oh my god, we have raided so many end cities. And what I've been doing with those is, quite simply, I've been taking the coordinates that I had in, and I'll go straight out to, say, 5,000 blocks on whatever X or Y coordinate I decide on. And then I'll come back about 100 blocks over on whatever X or Y coordinate I decide on. And I'll just kind of take it out in quadrants. And that means that I'm not missing very many end cities. Oh crap, I forgot. This is where I slept last. So, that was the end. We haven't done much there. We are going to build an Enderman farm here in a future episode. Alright, this is where we've been getting all of our sand. It's nothing special. A place where I've completely stripped a pretty large chunk, as you can see. I completely stripped all of that, and that chunk I actually stripped down for sandstone too, and evened it out. But we've gotten quite a few shulkers full of sand. So the only thing that we've really got left to go over is the nether tunnels that are kind of abandoned now that we're doing the nether hub on top of the roof. But this lava lake right here is where we had to come out for our end portal. I've since made, well, before I decided to go up to the nether roof, I actually wound up building up here and putting a little ice path going through to another tunnel that I made. And I did the same thing over there. That is the Guardian Farm one. I originally had to build that. Can you see it? Yeah, down there on that little island. So I've gone through some different iterations of this. I made this ice tunnel. Huge waste of glass. Ah, no. Well, it's a good thing that portal behind me doesn't matter. Alright, go ahead, play chicken. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you that. I did put a bunch of work into it, and it's gonna not really see the light of day other than me showing it right now. Get out of my way. Uh-oh. No. 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 Yeah, there's a whole lot of nope out there. Wow, these shaders make the lava so bright. But we did use these tunnels right over here. And then going over to the Guardian Farm. We used them for quite a few episodes. I mean, it's only recently that we started going up onto the nether roof. And I'm really loving the nether roof. I just hope that like the update 114 doesn't reset above the nether roof, because I know how Mojang doesn't like to let you build up there. Wow! Really? You know what? No. Where'd you go? Alright, let's try that again. Actually, you know what? We'll hold on to that. We're going to keep that. So this goes back to our main base. This one goes to our villagers, or our little villager breeder. And then we took this path many times together. We had a nice little ice road up it. This is actually where, let's see, yeah, straight ahead is where we found our first nether base. And we were using boats on ice. Ow. Yeah, and it's always done that every time I get out. Even though there's 2 blocks of space up there. I don't get it. But, you know. That doesn't mean anything. Just because I don't get it doesn't mean anything. Now, this right here, we just kind of came into the nether from our base and picked a direction. This direction happened not to have a huge friggin' lava lake in it, so I went this way. And we got really lucky pretty quickly. As you can see, we're not very far down the tunnel. And we were looking for soul sand, definitely, so that we could make some water elevators. And we found it, and as I was digging this out, I looked over and, holy cow, there's a wither farm, or a skeleton. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, words are hard. They are definitely hard. We found another fortress. Now this one is actually, you know, I probably should not stand on that ledge. But this one might have been more ideal for our wither skeleton farm. I ended up using the other one because, well, I'll show you in a few minutes. But this one, I didn't use it because there's so much around it that I would have to slab. All of that would have to be slabbed or buttoned. And the fortress actually goes, it's right there, it's over there, it's over there. It's a fairly large one. We may end up doing a different version of a wither skeleton farm over here. But we dug through quite a bit of this. Wait, is this safe? No. Let's do that. Yeah, so I don't know, just kind of an interesting little tidbit about our past and our history. Let's see, is this the way? This is the way I want to go. So this is where we got our first wither skeleton heads. It's where we got our first magma creams. And for whatever reason, yeah, I did a bunch of climbing up there to get rid of lava pockets and stuff because I don't like all those lava waterfalls all over the place. I will have to keep in mind that that is still a pretty large soul sand patch, so if I ever need more, it's there. And as you can see, the 2-block tall ice path, super quick. That's why we're, well, unless you need to eat. Then of course nothing's quick. So we decided to, we got our coordinates for spawn. And we followed them to here, and then we followed them straight going this way. By the way, we actually took a boat in the overworld to find a desert, and that's where we ended up finding it. Quite a distance that way. But we took the coordinates going this way to spawn. And we just so happened to get lucky, and we ran into kind of this little outcropping coming from the nether farm. And I went through it all, and I decided that since most of this seemed to be underground, that I would just, you know, have to slab up the hallways and maybe a couple of caves, and wind up with a fairly efficient little wither skeleton farm. We've already seen that in this video, so I won't go into that. But it was just sheer luck. It was I mean, not that we didn't already have another fortress, but this one just seemed way more convenient. And then spawn is right over here. Now let me get the bow in my hand because I know we're gonna wind up getting gas. Because this wasn't always smooth. I actually ended up carving into that mountain and carving away some mountains over here and putting all of those blocks back into the ground to fill in spaces. This is just a huge block of netherrack at this point, and I gotta stop waving my bow around. I'm gonna wind up hitting a pigman, and there's a bunch of them that would come after me. Yeah, look at all those. Let me see if I can get up in the air without dying. Ah, watch out. So you can see over here. Can you? No. Well, that actually leads to our wither skeleton farm. That goes all the way out to here. But I started building kind of a dome. I was going to start building a dome out of like light gray glass over top of this entire thing, and I was going to kind of make like almost like a forest with some cabins and stuff, and each cabin would have its own portal. But then we decided to go up onto the roof. Basically, when I was building this little polished andesite, I don't know, line, I guess, right here, I went up 50 blocks to see if that 50 block radius, how that would look and what kind of room it would take. And then I was like, why don't I just keep going up and break bedrock? That would be an interesting episode. And then I got up there, and I really liked being up there. So that's now officially where we live. But this was a thing. That portal just goes to the... where does it go? It goes to the icebergs that you can see from spawn. But really, I think that's just about it. We still have a bunch of farms that I plan on working on. We're going to do an Enderman farm. We're going to do some sort of blaze farm. I'm not quite sure what design, or if we're just going to kind of mess around with it and come up with our own design. we've got a pigman farm that we're going to build straight up, straight from there. Yeah, I am actually kind of at this point thinking we're going to have a ladder going straight up. Unfortunately, we can't use water in the nether, so no water elevators. But we're going to go straight up, and we're going to build a pigman farm up there. And I think we're going to turn the base of this. Let me get up in the air. That was not in the air. Okay, there we go. So I'm thinking we're going to kind of build a tree trunk around that and coming up and branching out. It's hard to picture. Yeah, coming up and branching out and kind of holding up the pigman farm. I think that's what we're going to do. Just large tree coming up and holding up the pigman. Maybe we'll do the donut design. I'm not sure. But we got our guardian farm. We got the end. We got our main base. Got our sand. We got our wither skeleton farm. And we have roads going out further if we need them. And we'll have a main roadway like this going off. Let me get some height. Off in the other 3 cardinal directions. Ow! But yeah, so we still have a lot to do. And 114 feels like it's right around the corner. It really does. Do I got some pearls? I got some pearls. That did not do what I wanted it to. Here, we'll just do the old look straight up. Angle down a little bit. And wait. There we go. Because I would like to do this. If you liked what you saw, learned a thing or two, like, comment, subscribe. I always enjoy hearing from you guys. And like I said, we've got a ton more plans. This world is far from over. I plan on this maybe being my one and only single player world. It's going to stretch on for a couple hundred episodes through a couple of updates, and I'll just keep going out, a couple 1,000 blocks in a direction I haven't gone. We still have 3 more directions to go. Every time I need to generate some unloaded chunks. So I thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this 2-part world tour, and hopefully I didn't miss too much. But it's been a fun ride, and I thank you guys. Guys and gals, all for coming along for the ride. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. This is just a hobby. It's not a career or anything. But it is always nice to, have some positive feedback when you put so much time and so much effort into something. So, I guess from this point, we'll just say, until next episode, I hope everyone has a good night.